And for the Indiana Hoosiers, Devontae Green, Robert Johnson, Josh Newkirk, Juwan Morgan, and Deron Davis, your starting lineup tonight for the Hoosiers. And for Indiana, of late, Robert Johnson starting to really assert himself.
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to a new system, but Robert Johnson shooting 52% from the field, 40 from the three-point line, starting to really settle in to that leadership role and that main scoring guard position.
So the Hoosiers set to get this one underway. They are 2-2. Arkansas State 2-2. Robert Johnson, 4-year starter, averaging 13.5 points per game, but in the last 3 games shooting almost 60% from the floor. There's Archie Miller, first-year head coach for the Hoosiers, after 6 years at Dayton taking over this Indiana program. And for Arkansas State, another first-year coach, Mike Bellato, who was with Richard Pitino at FIU, was with Rick Pitino at Louisville, now takes over his own program at Arkansas State.
And you know what? We're going to see a similar style of play with this Arkansas State Red Bulls club. A lot of pressing, a lot of changing defenses, trying to keep Indiana off balance. And it's going to be interesting to see if Indiana can handle some pressure.
And a good start for Arkansas State, as the Hoosiers will bring it up down 2-0. Josh Newkirk working it around to Devontae Green. Here's Newkirk. Only played 10 minutes the other night, a little bit banged up, as Archie Miller said.
And the thing is, Archie's talking about he doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't tell guys that he's hurt. He just fights through it.
Had that microfracture surgery a couple years ago. That is not something you want to dismiss easily. Devontae Green with 2 on the shot clock. That one won't go. And the rebound underneath pulled down by Tomas Bruce. That's his job. Shot blocking and rebounding.
And an efficient rebounder at that.
And a quick 3 up and no good for Connor Kern. And here comes Indiana. You're going to see a lot of this up and down the floor tonight. Devontae Green has that one taken away. Rashad Lindsay will bring it up now for Arkansas State.
Connor Kern, a guard, but went for the shot block with his offhand. Smart move.
Tristan Wally hesitated a bit, missed that 3, and Robert Johnson the rebound. Up the floor quickly, in the lob too far for Deron Davis.
Well, Indiana going to be forced to play up tempo tonight. Yeah, start taking care of the ball.
Archie Miller trying to get his system in place. It's a work in progress, and it's going to be for a while. You're a first-year head coach with a new system. Doesn't get done in just a few weeks. The fadeaway off balance, no good from Ty Cockfield, and Indiana forcing a one-and-done again from Arkansas State.
And Indiana looking to put consecutive halves together. Hard work, getting to the glass, getting to the free throw line, similar to their second half against South Florida.
Devontae Green, entry pass to Deron Davis. The skip across, and Juwan Morgan with a stop.
Great job that time. Deron Davis, in my opinion, Kevin, sometimes too unselfish, but great look that time cross court, or across the lane to Juwan Morgan.
Off to a good start shooting-wise. Tops in the conference in field goal percentage this year is Deron Davis. Rashad Lindsay, the senior from St. Louis. There's Wally inside, ran right into Juwan Morgan. That's not going to win a lot of times. Rob Johnson going to the rim, and Robert Johnson with his first 2.
That's a nice job. Indiana has struggled early in the half-court offense, so anytime they get easy buckets in transition, it's excellent.
And the tie-up's going to send it the other way. Indiana with the ball leading by a pair.
Watch this brick wall that Juwan Morgan sets up. And Robert Johnson able to finish on the other end, but Juwan Morgan picking up where he left off in the second half. Very dominant against South Florida, getting to the free throw line 10 times, making 9 of those.
Newkirk around the screen, ball tipped away. Staying with it is Juwan Morgan. Devontae Green from the elbow, a little bit strong, and there's Wally for the rebound.
I like Devontae Green looking for his shot. That was a high percentage look in my opinion. And he's the type of guy, one of the few on this team that can go get his own shot.
Poked out of bounds by Newkirk as Cockfield tried to turn the corner. Mike Bellato, the head coach of Arkansas State, wants to institute that running, three-point shooting, pressing style that you see from Louisville, that you see at times from Minnesota. This is going to be an aggressive team in the Sun Belt.
Yes, it is. And, you know, they just don't have a lot of the size to bother teams of this size in terms of Indiana. But nice aggressiveness on both ends of the floor.
Knotted up at 4 apiece in the early going. We watched Indiana today, Stephen, work on a lot of press break, work on a lot of attacking the press. Deron Davis inside attacking the middle of that Arkansas State defense where they think they can make a lot of hay.
I agree. And I think that Deron can get the ball inside. He makes good decisions. He doesn't rush himself. He's unselfish. So anytime they can get it to the teeth of that zone, it's good.
Driving inside, good attack from Ty Cockfield.
You can tell that he is not afraid to go inside. Pretty good athlete and really strong.
Good scorer when he was in high school. He led the state of Georgia in scoring as a high school senior, over 28 points per game. Johnson in the corner, the three won't go. Rebound tipped around and out of bounds off the hands of Juwan Morgan. And a timeout on the floor. Good start to this one. Each team knotted up at 6 early. Happy Thanksgiving as we are in Bloomington, Indiana to start the holiday weekend. Arkansas State and Indiana tied up at 6 apiece. Alongside my partner, Stephen Bardo, I'm Kevin Kugler. One of the many things I'm thankful for this weekend, getting the chance to work with Stephen tonight in Bloomington. And a fast start to this game. Not a great shooting start, but both teams going up down the floor.
Yeah, you like to see effort. And you're going to see full court pressure by Arkansas State. Indiana starting to settle down a little bit in the half-court set. Deron Davis is going to be key against this attack. But I like the way Arkansas State has come out aggressive, giving themselves a chance here. Anytime you play hard, you can overcome a lot of things like lack of height, lack of size.
Cockfield's three not going to go. The rebound underneath for Deron Davis. Lob quickly ahead from Aljamain Durham. Off the bench for the first time, the freshman who's got a really bright future at Indiana. Aljamain Durham, a 6'4" freshman. Like Juwan Morgan may have banged his hand a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that as Curtis Jones in the corner launches the three. That's not going to go. Long rebound carries out to Rashad Lindsay. Lindsay ahead to Cockfield. Nice leave underneath, and the layup is good for Tomas Bruce.
Archie Miller was hollering at his team 2 possessions ago about not getting back defensively. He's going to be hollering a little bit more after that one. That's just too easy. Indiana's got to run back on defense with some more urgency.
Off ahead Johnson. Johnson backs it up to Durham. 10 on the shot clock for Jones. Jones splits the defenders, goes right down the middle of the lane, gets the 2.
Well, Curtis Jones hasn't shot the ball like head coach Mike Bellato. Arkansas State thinks he will, but that will help his confidence.
Sims will kick it out into the corner now. Kern, the leave inside, and Sims is fouled. Devin Sims is an interesting guy, and we'll talk about him as he goes to the line, but watch this one more time.
Look at these guys here. 3 Indiana players behind, jogging back. And this is what's going to get you beat if you don't hustle back defensively. You know what, Kevin, you can make a lot of mistakes on the offensive end, but if you do not hustle back defensively, you'll be sitting on the bench.
Devin Sims loves coming off the bench. This is a guy who, the previous 2 games to their last time out, 22 points against Abilene, 23 points against Eastern Michigan. So Mike Bellato says, you know what we're going to do? We're going to start this guy. He goes 6 minutes, 0 points, and Mike Bellato says, all right, that's it. He wasn't hurt. He just wasn't effective. And so they're bringing him off the bench again. He's already scored more than he scored the entire game the last time out. And for some reason, he's one of those guys who just thrives off the bench.
And you know what? It's good because a lot of young players who are watching tonight, there's a role for that. That's why they have 6th man of the year in almost every conference in every league, because you need juice and energy off the bench. Some guys see the game from the bench at the beginning and see the flow, and they can come and adjust as a result.
Jumper not going to go down for Freddie McSwain. And Arkansas State pushing and probing quickly. Sims finds Cockfield. Cockfield trying to leave it inside. The ball loose, and Curtis Jones lost it right back, and it goes to Cockfield, who lays it in. Ty Cockfield gives Arkansas State the 4-point lead.
Well, you saw Thomas Bruce get on the floor. You got to get on the floor in that situation.
Well, tonight, Carly Wagner and Kanisha Bell lead the Gophers into action against Xavier. Big Ten women's basketball tonight, 9 Eastern, right here on BTN, and streaming live on BTN To Go and Fox Sports Go.
right now, fans here a little pensive. They've seen this Hoosier team start out slowly. And the longer Arkansas State is in the lead in the first half, they're going to develop a lot more confidence. See how they morph that zone, Kevin? They space it out. That's why it's so important to get the ball in the paint.
Aljamain Durham trying the three. That's not going to go. There's only 3 to shoot. They've got to hurry. Jones has to launch from the top of the key. That's not going to go, and the rebound tipped into the hands of C.J. Foster.
Arkansas State coming in here, the smaller team, but they're playing harder right now.
And Sims drawing the contact. He'll go back to the line. The foul on Justin Smith. First on Smith.
2 free throws, Arkansas State, Devin Sims, number 23.
Well, Sims, as you talked about, Kevin, designated scorer off the bench. Got the freshman up off his feet. And right now, the Hoosiers are on their heels. Need a spark. Freddie McSwain Jr., type of guy who can really get after it on the effort side and on the glass. He needs to become more engaged.
Second free throw not going to go. Chasing it down and out of bounds is C.J. Foster. They'll reset the shot clock, and Indiana will move it up the floor. 5-point lead, though, for Arkansas State.
See, look at Indiana's bench. The only player that's standing up right now is Colin Hartman. That's their leader. And he's trying to get them to get into it. The rest of those guys are young. They don't know how to lead. So this is the situation right now. This is good adversity for Indiana right now.
Hartman close to coming back. Indiana fans will be thrilled to hear that. He was running at a pretty good clip today during shoot-around. We watched him in the layup line before the game and asked him if he was going to be ready to go, and he just smiled and said, "I'm good."
Yeah, he said, "I'm good." I said, spoken like a true vet.
Yep.
He answers the question.
And does not elaborate one iota.
That's right.
Aljamain Durham on the bounce over to Jones. 7 to shoot. Here's Smith trying to attack underneath to McSwain, and McSwain able to put it in.
Yeah, see, there you go. You get the ball inside of the lane. Justin Smith didn't have to rush. Took his time. Nice pocket pass to McSwain.
Lindsay on the jump stop into the corner to Sims. Back out to C.J. Foster. Foster off the mark. Rebound, good strong one by McSwain.
There you go. McSwain, there it is, that energy that I was talking about.
Arkansas State 0 for 4 from 3 as Devontae Green attacks and puts 2 more on the board.
That was a tough shot right there. That was a high degree of difficulty on that finish. This is a good test for the Hoosiers. Smaller team, more perimeter oriented, so you get your bigs out on the floor to have to guard a little bit more, maybe than they're accustomed.
6 to shoot for Sims, attacking against Justin Smith all the way to the rim, not going to go. Rebound Curtis Jones. Indiana looking for the lead. Durham on the drive, won't go. Tip try not going to go. Rebound batted into the arms of C.J. Foster.
Durham's going to get the call more often than not on that drive. That's a lot of contact for him not to get that call.
He's a good-looking player, Stephen.
Yes,
long, lean, athletic. He's going to make some highlight plays this year for Indiana.
Yes, he is.
Lindsay probing into the corner. Sims the 3. That one falls. First 3 made for Arkansas State, and Devin Sims already with 6 first-half points.
Devin Sims a tough matchup. You know, at 6'4", but he's playing the 4 position, so you got a power forward type trying to guard him. Nice
Bounce to McSwain, and the foul is called underneath. It'll send the Hoosiers to the line, but first, a timeout on the floor. 11:06 remaining first half. The road team off to a good start. Home. Mike Filato's got to be pretty happy with how things have started. You know, this is a guy who's got some great influence from some of the best coaches in the game. Richard Pitino, Rick Pitino. His AAU coach was Frank Martin. and comes from the Frank Martin philosophy as well. Mike Bellato, both of his parents are Cuban, and he and Frank Martin, the only Hispanic Americans to be coaching at the Division I level. And I asked Mike earlier today, I said, I assume you're fluent. He says, I spoke Spanish first. Grew up in a house with 2 Cuban parents who both came over to the United States. And he said, that is my first language is Spanish, and fluent in both, as the foul will be called. And to the line goes Juwan Morgan for a chance at a 3-point play.
So getting back to Coach Bellato, you can imagine the pride that Frank Martin has with him becoming a first-time head coach and utilizing some of his philosophies. And you can tell he's going to get after his players. I don't know if he's Frank Martin-like in that regard, but he's going to require a lot of his players. And congratulations to him.
This one knotted up as C.J. Foster will go to work for Arkansas State. And the ball knocked free. Newkirk trying to corral it, and a foul's going to be called on Tomas Bruce diving into Josh Newkirk.
Josh Newkirk coming in the game a little banged up and trying to get loose here. Got to get on the floor against these Red Wolves. They are not playing. If there's a loose ball anywhere to be seen, they're going after it. Indiana better match that. Right now, this zone has kind of frustrated the Indiana backcourt. Only 3 of 11 from the field. 0 of 4 from 3.
The skip over to Newkirk with an open 3. Not going to go. And good box out underneath by Arkansas State's Grantham Gillard. Devin Sims.
I think Juwan Morgan is a much better matchup defensively for Sims. Justin Smith, the freshman, he was going right at him.
Good defense so far by Indiana. Arkansas State hasn't even had a glimpse. 5 on the shot clock. Cockfield trying to make something work, driving inside. He traveled with it. Excellent defensive possession for Indiana.
And right there, that might have been the most emotion I've ever seen Robert Johnson display. He shook his head at Cockfield to say, that's not happening right now, young fella. He tried to put his shoulder, tried to bulldog him. Robert Johnson in great position defensively. Mike Ty's aggressiveness, though. Looking to score every time he gets the rock.
Good look inside into the corner for Devontae Green. And McSwain battling for the rebound, and the foul's going to be called underneath against Arkansas State.
It's a little scary moment there. Thought he was going to land awkwardly. Anytime you see a guy's feet come up in the air, right there. Glad he got that right foot down and braced himself a little bit.
15th foul on Arkansas State. Newkirk looking to penetrate. Johnson, step in. The floater won't go. Rebound tipped away from Sims by Morgan, who puts it in.
Hey, Juwan's picking up right where he left off in the second half of South Florida, knowing that they've got the size advantage, and as long as they match their intensity, they'll be fine.
7 points, a pair of rebounds for Juwan Morgan already. Oh, nice little stop and go by Sims, and he gets to the rim with the left hand. That was a special play.
Yes, it was. Oh, my goodness. Stop, start, left hand away from the defense.
Oh, is that all? Morgan inside, working it up strong. That's not going to go. Able to tip it to keep it alive. The reverse won't go. Another try for McSwain. Misses down low. McSwain stays with it and flips it back into play to Gillard. Here's Cockfield. Doesn't have numbers. Throws it back behind to Bruce. Bruce misses badly with the left hand. The rebound to Robert Johnson.
You can tell Bruce has not been in that situation before. He was just so awkward.
Newkirk on the drive all the way to the rim. Little explosion from Josh Newkirk.
And that's a great sign for Indiana. Newkirk, I don't know, a lot of fans forget, but he averaged over 10 points a game in conference play last year. Really came on in the second half of the season.
Cockfield stepping out of bounds. The turnover. Right back over to Indiana. We got to go back and look one more time at Devin Sims here.
Devin Sims with some, now you see me, now you don't. Juwan Morgan over on the bench. And Sims able to finish. A nice cross-court pass against the pressure. Newkirk showing some fresh legs there.
Such a big thing for Indiana to have have a healthy Josh Newkirk. Green steps out for the three, and Devontae Green splashes home the first IU three. They were 0 for 6 before that shot.
Devontae Green had struggled until the Seton Hall game. It's almost like he got close to home and he got his confidence back. Missed his first two, but got that one to drop.
Long Island Player of the Year, feeling very much at home in that Seton Hall game, and then the answer from Grantham Gillard.
And they got to get Gillard off the three. Half his field goal attempts on the year are from long range. Got to make him a dribble penetrator.
Green to Newkirk. Ball fake. Newkirk with the floater. That one falls. Indiana by 4. Newkirk has 4.
Newkirk has got a really good feel against this pressure. Once the ball swings, seems like Indiana's figured it out. Once they can get that ball movement and swing on the other side of the court, it seems to be open. Newkirk's made really nice decisions.
Bruce one-on-one against Davis. That's not a good matchup for Bruce. Davis with the poke away. Newkirk on the acceleration end-to-end, and Newkirk finishing it off. Timeout, Arkansas State, as Josh Newkirk providing the spark for Indiana.
Great job by Newkirk. Hadn't been feeling well, but you wouldn't know it by the way he's playing. Devontae Green, sidestep three, nothing but cotton. And a nice up fake and beautiful floater. And he just turns the speed on and beats the Red Bulls all the way to the rim.
Really good start tonight for Josh Newkirk.
Yeah, he's really settled in, Kevin, and playing with great flow. Not rushed, taking his time, but things seem to be opening up for him. His pacing and timing, and then he just puts on the afterburners, gets all the way to the rim. And been a little banged up, but he looks fresh here tonight.
He's an easy guy to root for. You know, he had the microfracture surgery a couple years ago, had to sit out after he's transferred from Pitt. Really battled through some hard at times and some adversity last year. This is a guy who's really important to this Indiana team as they go into conference play.
I totally agree. He's got the poise that's needed for a young team that's trying to learn a new system under Archie Miller. He's a quiet guy, kind of leads by example, so he's a steadying and calming influence on this Hoosier club.
Going to work again. Newkirk is feeling it right now. Really aggressive offensively.
I like it, because now that's going to open up this right here, the interior.
And Morgan trying to take advantage of it. 6 to shoot. Durham leaving it inside. Morgan able to pick it up in traffic and lay it in.
You see who's having success right now? It's the upperclassmen. Yeah, Al Durham is struggling a little bit because of this changing defenses, and it's a little unorthodox. But the veterans know how to settle down, look for the open, and take advantage.
Nice look from Cockfield. Can't get the finish from Tristan Wally. But Ty Cockfield showing his distribution skills. Friday on BTN, the Hoosiers back on the floor here in Bloomington to take on Eastern Michigan. The action tips off Friday at 4:30 Eastern right here on BTN. Also streaming live, BTN to go and Fox Sports Go.
After playing Arkansas State tonight, Eastern Michigan, two teams that utilize the zone as well as any teams maybe outside of Syracuse in the country. So Indiana getting really good taste in the non-conference of a bunch of different styles to prepare them for the rigors of the Big Ten Conference.
And the rigors of their schedule, which follow after Eastern Michigan. It's Duke, at Michigan, Iowa, at Louisville, and Notre Dame. Those are their next 5 games. Does anything prepare you for that? I'm not sure it does.
I agree with you on that. You know, no one's even talking about Notre Dame right now. They're one of the better teams in the country and playing just really easy basketball. I saw them at DePaul first game of the year. DePaul was playing well, Kevin, and they just turned it up. So 2 ACC juggernauts and Michigan and Iowa.
Look at that. Duke
3
at Michigan,
yes.
Iowa at Louisville, and then Notre Dame.
So 3 ACC juggernauts with 2 Big Ten games in between. So Indiana's going to find a lot about themselves early.
Talk about jumping into the deep end of the pool. Man. The 3 from Gillard not going to fall, and the rebound pulled down by Juwan Morgan. Morgan already with 4 rebounds. Green will launch the 3, and Devontae Green with his second 3.
Yeah, he's a new school Vinnie Johnson. He's a guy that, if he gets hot, he can rip about 7 in a row off. And he's starting to get better amnesia, meaning he misses a shot. He's still elevating on the next one, thinking he can make it.
If that microwave nickname sticks, he's going to have to bargain with Zach McRoberts to change his number. It's 15.
There you go.
Gallard with the 3, and the answer for Grantham Gallard. This is a talented guy, this Grantham Gallard. Had as many as 40 Division I schools show interest in him before he ended up at Arkansas State.
That's saying something right there. Great body. Very comfortable at the three-point line.
Back out Durham. Little floater with the left hand. Caught underneath by Jawan Morgan and put it in. Durham saying, that's a pass. Give me an assist. 11.
He's going to say that in film tomorrow. You know that.
11 now for Morgan in this first half. Cockfield on the attack. And Cockfield will work his way to the line. Deron Davis with the foul.
Watch Jawan Morgan right here along the baseline. Stays wide as Archie Miller likes for his bigs and then comes right in on the tip end. I don't know about tip end. How about an alley-oop?
That'll work.
Yeah, let's call it an alley-oop.
Robert Johnson coming back in.
Watch Arkansas State here. They got one now on the lane, but typically got Rashad Lindsay. But typically they want to get everyone back and set up defensively. They're going to do something. It may not be full court pressure, Kevin, but it could be run and jump man to man. So they pull their guys off the line to prepare defensively.
1 for 2 goes Ty Cockfield. 5-point game. Good ball game in this first half. We've got a whistle away from the ball, and a foul going to be called underneath against, I believe, Jake Scoggins. That is his 3rd. So Scoggins with 3 fouls in 2 minutes. And Jake Scoggins, who won an AAU national title and a Peach Jam title before he came to Arkansas State. Now, the caveat with that is, he got a guy named Malik Monk on his AAU team.
Yeah, that'll do it. That will do it.
Malik Monk averaging about 18.5 a game for Charlotte this year in the NBA.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, one of the purest jump shooters in the game right now. Exciting young talent. But, you know, I want our viewers to understand, maybe closer than they're used to, and they may not know about Arkansas State. But these guys are on scholarships too, Kevin, and that was a great illustration of what you just said. These guys, they can play. They may be undersized, they may come from a smaller conference, but they look at this as a wonderful opportunity.
We've seen Devin Sims put on a little bit of a display tonight. Sims trying to go baseline against Morgan. Good recovery by Jawan Morgan. The ball knocked around, scooped up underneath, and the foul is Shaquille Fritz will go to the line. Fritz with a chance to score his first points of the season as we've reached a timeout. Indiana by 7. Archie Miller of the Hoosiers not at all happy right before that timeout.
This is the 3rd time this has happened in the first half. Watch the ball go to the deck. Devontae Green doesn't go down. Arkansas State player comes up with it. And Archie Miller, watch right here, his reaction. And I love it. He is all over his team and Devontae Green, trying to urge them to get on the deck and play with some fire and energy. Makes me want to go out there and play, Kevin.
We saw it live, and you couldn't read his lips from that angle, but it was, to paraphrase, it was get on the floor.
That's right.
Get on the floor. He wants his guys to work and hustle and grind.
That's right. Because, you know, when you don't have NBA talent like has graced Bloomington in years past, you got to work as hard or not harder than your opponent. And you just showed that schedule coming up, Kevin. They can't stay in the game if they're playing like this. Against the likes of Louisville, Notre Dame, Duke, and then 2 Big Ten schools, no, they'll get run out of the gym, and he knows that.
As you said earlier, the one thing you can control is your effort.
That's right.
Every single night.
Yep.
Johnson tries to enter to Morgan. Durham, the pull-up, and the floater is down.
Boy, Durham, I'm telling you, goes at the offhand. He didn't get down on himself with his first couple misses. He's settling down. And the reason he's on the floor is because he's doing exactly what coach is asking of him.
Sims on the drive, left that just a bit short. McSwain able to pull it down. And now Devontae Green. He's hit 2 threes. He'll launch another, and he'll hit another. Devontae Green with 11.
Now that says something about that young man right there. Coach just ripped him, and he has the poise to step up and take what the defense gave him. Nice response by Devontae Green.
Nice response by this Hoosier squad. A 10-point advantage. They have stretched this lead, and they've hit their last 9 field goals. Lindsay lost it. Green with the steal. The bounce ahead to Johnson. Johnson to the rack. That won't go, and a foul. No foul, just going to be out of bounds off Arkansas State. It'll belong to Indiana. Good play by Devin Sims and Shaquille Fritz. Coming up next, our State Farm halftime report. Break down everything that's going on across the conference, not only today, but looking ahead to the weekend. Coming up at our State Farm halftime report.
Rich, that was a heck of a play at the rim. Oh!
And the lob and a foul. Juwan Morgan elevate, and he'll go to the line.
Oh, I like that. I mean, just throw it back at Arkansas State. Get to the rim. Act like you're going to hurt somebody's hand if they put it up there. Juwan Morgan going after him. And I'm okay with the miss because that sends a message that I'm coming, and when I come, I'm coming hard.
One more for Juwan Morgan. Last time out, 15 points, 10 rebounds. Morgan already tonight with 14 points, 4 boards in 15 minutes of play.
See, he makes me want to get back out there and play. I got to settle down over here.
No. You would be the guy on the opposite end of, trying to block that dunk. You don't want to be out there playing.
Oh, you know what? I'm okay.
Or you're just going to stand out on the wing.
No. I'm going to get after it, man. These guys, just playing hard, it gets me excited. And I like the way Indiana has responded. It took their coach to almost blow a gasket, but they have definitely responded.
Sims goes baseline. Devin Sims is going to provide some big moments if you're an Arkansas State fan this year.
I agree. And I think we'll see in the second half that there may be a guard, like Durham will probably try to guard him as opposed to one of the forwards, because he's just too quick for the Indiana forwards right now. And it's supposed to be like that. He's only 6'4", so he is guard size going up against forwards.
4th turnover for Indiana gives it back to Arkansas State. 6 for the Red Wolves. Red Wolves have been a little turnover prone at times. The pull-up from 3 for Sims. Dies on the rim. The rebound to Johnson. Indiana looking to push a little bit. With Devontae Green. Nice whip pass into the corner to Durham. Johnson with 17 to shoot. Back to Durham for the 3. And Durham brought that from his knees all the way up and in.
Yeah, and great ball movement again. Got a 3-guard look going right now for Indiana. That ball is popping on the perimeter. And the Red Wolves defense cannot keep up.
10-2 run ongoing for IU. They've opened up a 13-point lead. Rashad Lindsay trying to work inside against Durham. Durham able to keep him out of the rim. The rebound, McSwain, and now Indiana pushing again. Morgan, great feed underneath to McSwain, and a foul on Connor Kern. Later tonight, when the action ends, the big show takes over. Highlights from around the conference, post-game reaction straight from the arena, and in-depth expert analysis. The big show tonight, 11 Eastern, right here on BTN.
That expert analysis coming from none other than Sean Morris.
That's the expert of the expert then.
That's right. Northwestern grad. His Wildcats struggling a little bit, but I don't want people to be alarmed, Kevin, because Northwestern played 5 games in 10 days. And they caught a very good and athletic Texas Tech ball club. Northwestern will be just fine.
Coming on the heels of a game in which they played a Creighton team that was willing to go up and down the floor with them. And by the way, you'll probably see Creighton in the rankings next week. That's a really good basketball team.
That's right. And you got a chance to call one of the, I think, the highest level offensive game that we've had all season, well, in the short season, but it was excellent. Creighton and Northwestern went at it.
Really good basketball game.
Yes, it was.
It's a game that if you got it in February, you'd be pleased with that level of play, let alone November. Bruce on the attack. The runner not going to go. McSwain there defensively. Ball knocked free. Morgan able to scoop it up. And Indiana can hold for the final shot of the first half, really closing this first half strong.
Yeah, great defense here, really slowing down Arkansas State. They've made the adjustments. They've taken care of the basketball. Very few turnovers here in the first half for Indiana.
And they've hit 10 of their last 11 shots. Devontae Green, 2 seconds to go. Deep three for Curtis Jones. That's short. Halftime is here. But after a little eruption from Archie Miller, Indiana responds. And they take a 14-point lead into the locker room. Interesting ball game. Arkansas State hanging around early, but IU getting to the rim early and often. And the Hoosiers up by 14 at the break. Arkansas State Red Wolves as we welcome you back to Assembly Hall in Bloomington. Alongside Stephen Bardo, I'm Kevin Kugler. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. A lot to be thankful for in that first half if you're an Indiana fan, because the Hoosiers able to pour it on late thanks to Devontae Green.
Yeah, Devontae Green really gave them an offensive boost. He's really been struggling with his shot, Kevin. He had a career-high 16 at Seton Hall, but he's sub 40% on the year. But watch the sidestep, took his time, nice elevation, and he had nothing but cotton. And when you see the ball go through like that, all of a sudden you get a lot more confident. Defense gave him an open look. He stepped up with confidence, so he's hit 3 of the team's 4 3-point shots. Feeling pretty good about himself.
Yeah, without him, Indiana's 1 of 7 from behind the arc, but Devontae Green has been strong. 3 for 4 from 3 are 11 points already for Archie Miller's squad. And this Indiana team, they started slow, and then, boy, did they finish strong. 10 of 12 after that 8 for 23 start, and the 11-4 run in the last 4 minutes of the first half, coinciding with Archie Miller kind of lighting a fire under his team a little bit. And you know, it was funny. Watching social media erupt against South Florida when he picked up his first technical, and so many Indiana fans, now he's a coach, now he's our guy, oh, we love it. I'm anxious to see what the response was to that eruption, because they love to see a little passion and fire out of their coach as Tomas Bruce starts off for Arkansas State with a bucket.
Yeah, okay, now Devontae lost it there, but he was on the floor. So that's an encouraging sign.
Turn will launch the 3. That's a little bit short. Rebound pulled down by Juwan Morgan. Quick pass ahead. Devontae Green lost the handle on it. Back-to-back turnovers for Indiana. Lindsay will push it up to Kern. Kern driving on Newkirk, and a blocking foul on Josh Newkirk, his second.
Looks like Devontae Green is reaching down on his knee or his ankle or something. He's kind of, I don't know what happened that last time, but watch him as he's walking off. He's a little gingerly. Comes to the side.
You're right, Stephen. Looks like he's favoring that left leg ever so slightly.
And then, you know, I have to keep an eye on that. Oh, good move.
Bruce inside, but holding his ground was Juwan Morgan.
Juwan Morgan is a stud, and he does a lot of things that don't show up in the stat sheet, but he covers up for his teammates quite a bit.
That was nice from Duron Davis. Duron Davis doing a good job as he has 4 points, but he's doing a good job tonight staying out of foul trouble. Only 1 foul. That was a big issue with Duron Davis last year. Got into foul trouble more often than not.
That's a great point, Kevin, because he's playing against smaller guys, quicker guys, and so sometimes you get in trouble that way.
Tristan Wally with the 3. For Wally, that is his first made 3 of the year in 9 attempts.
Wow. Duron Davis is upset, but Coach Miller wanted him to get back to the shooter, and he didn't do so. He's hearing it.
Morgan against Wally down low. Turns and finishes. Juwan Morgan. Can make it look a little easier than it should be sometimes.
I agree. And took his time. No double team was coming, and so he's able to finish.
17 points tonight for Juwan Morgan.
And they're efficient. He's only missed 1 shot.
And there's Morgan again on the floor. Cockfield gets it back, and that'll go out of bounds to Indiana. Devontae Green, we showed you limp enough. Now, watch Devontae Green here. He kind of stops awkwardly and then immediately reaches for his knee.
Yeah, and he did get back defensively hard. Like, you know, as a player, if you make a mistake, you got to get back. There could be something going on there.
Newkirk on the bounce to Davis. Davis underneath, drives it up strong, can't get it to roll. Bruce with the rebound.
You know what he did? He jumped into his defender. Instead of going straight up, he would have finished that. He tried to draw the foul on Bruce.
Shot Lindsay in traffic, finds Kern in the corner, and Kern gets it to die on the rim. We've got a whistle. After the shot falls, count the bucket, and a foul on Deron Davis of Indiana.
He looks perplexed about the call, but it looked as though Wally was pushed down as Deron Davis is right there trying to keep Wally off the glass. I think the sheer size, Kevin, did Deron in that time.
They went over, took a quick look at it as Davis sits down. Nothing there, just a normal foul. Mentioned Devontae Green, and he's over there getting that knee taped up right now on the sideline.
Well, talked about Indiana's defense. Closed the first half. Really stellar.
Lindsay got the bounce.
Arkansas State starting to get a little bit of confidence, Kevin.
It chipped away, got it back down to single digits here after the first couple of minutes. Newkirk with a nice attack and the finish by McSwain, and a timeout taken by Indiana.
Well, Indiana, good job by Newkirk with the nice
just a moment ago from Josh Newkirk.
Yeah, that's the savvy veteran. Looking like he's going to score, drew the defender, and an easy dump off for Freddie McSwain Jr. at the rim. Nice job. Josh Newkirk has been solid all evening.
Yeah, when they've been at their best tonight, Josh Newkirk has been running the show, being aggressive, making good decisions. He's had a good night.
He really has, and it's good to see him bouncing back. We talked about him being banged up, not 100% physically, but you would know it right now by the way he's playing.
The key for him is consistency, isn't it, Stephen? He's got to do that night in and night out.
I agree, and he can do that night in and night out. And sometimes I think, he's used to deferring maybe, but sometimes he needs to be a little bit more aggressive in making plays for others.
And we've got a whistle, and that one's going back the other way as Indiana will take over. That'll go on Tomas Bruce, his second.
And see, Bruce, if he would have stayed still, he would not have gotten called for that offensive foul. He tried to slip and brushed up against Juwan Morgan. That's an automatic foul.
Robert Johnson, quiet night for Johnson. Just 2 points on 1 for 4 shooting.
See, this changing defense here caused a turnover.
Good work by Tomas Bruce. Had McSwain off balance. 7th turnover for Indiana.
Well, you're getting old when guys you played against in college. Jerry Francis from Ohio State, Coach Connor Kern in high school at Pickering Central.
Oh, nice play by McSwain and Durham to keep it in play.
Freddie McSwain trying to pick up where Juwan Morgan started with the effort.
Newkirk, nice dump. Oh, can't finish though. Juwan Morgan, but McSwain there. The rejection by Tomas Bruce. Quick push up the floor to Sims. Back off the bench. He has provided a spark tonight for Arkansas State with 10 points.
Sims had Bruce. Didn't find him there.
Wally off the mark on the 3. McSwain the board. That's 10 rebounds now for McSwain. Here's Johnson, turned down the open 3. Looking inside, off balance, 2 falls for Robert Johnson.
That's pretty right there. He faded off the baby toe and got it to drop.
Sims got Johnson on his hip and took him all the way to the rim.
That's going to drive Archie Miller crazy. When you have a made bucket and you don't get back defensively and you allow a layup, that's just not getting back quickly enough.
Everybody biting on the fake from Johnson. The foul's going to be called, and a timeout on the floor. Offense and, yes, defense from Indiana's Freddie McSwain. By 10 with 15-11 to go in the second half.
And the Hoosiers, 14-point lead at halftime, but a lot of times, Kevin, I'll say this, first 5 minutes of the second half are the most important in the game because you establish yourself for the rest of the second half. And Arkansas State has come out and made this a competitive game once again. Indiana, up to them to respond.
Arkansas State picked 7th in the Sun Belt this year. I know the Sun Belt's a little deep, and it's very talented. They call it the Fun Belt, but this is the 7th place team.
Right, and you know what it is? Coach Pilato's first year, they're unfamiliar with what he's going to do. I don't see them being 7th.
Johnson's miss, rebounded by Justin Smith. Smith will go back to work. Kick around to Johnson for 3 in the corner. Pinballs out, and the rebound pulled down by Jake Scoggins. That's
good action by the Hoosiers. Offensive rebound, swung around the horn, got a wide open look. I like that action.
Ty Cockfield, 7 points tonight. Here's Sims back to work again. Driving inside, draws the foul on Justin Smith. Sims is not afraid to attack the rim.
No, he's not. Coach knows that he's got to bring that energy off the bench. It was a set play for him. They cleared out the side. He's able to take advantage.
Since arriving at Arkansas State, Devin Sims has averaged about 14 points per game. It's the most among all Division I players who didn't have a start from last year. Now, he got his first start last game, didn't score, played 6 minutes, and Mike Pilato set him on the bench the rest of the day. He's come out tonight at Indiana and has 13 points, again, off the bench.
Tell you what, Mike Pilato might be a first-time coach, but he learns quickly, knowing that he needs to keep him coming off the bench. And now, Arkansas State, that psychological barrier, Kevin, inside of that double-digit deficit, that always gives you a little bit more energy. Let's see if Justin Smith can get involved. Very athletic freshman with the basketball right now. He can do some damage in the paint if they can get it to him.
Jump pass into the corner to Johnson for 3. Way off. For Robert Johnson, Scoggins the board. Arkansas State trying to carve into that 8-point deficit. Sims, the dump underneath to Scoggins, who goes under the rim, and it's a 6-point game.
Boy, Sims is breaking down the Indiana defense at will. They have got to have more bodies in front of him when he starts to penetrate.
Sims is doing jumping jacks at the free throw line right now. He's fired up. Johnson to Newkirk.
Justin Smith has got to flash in that Big Ten emblem and get big.
Oh, my goodness. Aljami Durham knifing through 3 defenders to get to the rim. Huge bucket. Cockfield going the other way, and it's knocked out of bounds by Indiana.
I'm telling you, this young man is going to be some kind of player for the Hoosiers. Got bumped, went with his offhand. He's not right-handed, ladies and gentlemen. He's left-handed. Got that one to go with his right hand and may have gotten away with a walk. Like his foot hit before he let that go.
Son of a coach, his dad coached him in AAU ball.
You can tell, too. I mean, he's just got a feel. He knows where to be on the floor. He defers to the veterans when need be.
Sims going to work again. Coming over to help is Juwan Morgan.
I like that. Good job by Morgan. Getting that ball out of the hands of the hot scorer.
Fade away for Cockfield. That's not going to go. Rebound tipped into the arms of Devontae Green. Good to see him back out there and moving well. Bounce ahead and running down to the lane. Deron Davis can't get that one to fall. Back the other way comes Arkansas State.
I still like that, though. Good pass. Bounce pass by Devontae Green. An even better catch by Deron Davis.
Cockfield. Bounce back out. Sims. Gillard way off on the 3. Deron Davis the rebound. Indiana by 8 with the ball.
Gillard didn't catch that cleanly. And when he doesn't, his percentage goes down drastically.
Durham the jump to Johnson for 3. It's short. Sims able to corral the rebound.
You know it's mental with Robert Johnson right now. He was long the last time. He's short this time. That's a sign of everything just in his head right now. He's got to get to the rim and see one go down.
Aljami Durham getting a little applause from the crowd for that little defensive stop there. That was nice.
I'm telling you, man, that kid can play.
The 3. Gillard this time got it in the right spot, able to fire it down.
Yeah, that's when he's been successful. It's all catch and shoot. You got to run him off the 3.
Bounce inside, good post position for Deron Davis, but he walked with it, and the turnover back to Arkansas State. 8th Indiana turnover in the Hoosiers in a game. Robert Johnson trying to find the spark. Only 4 points tonight. He's been in doubles the last 3 games. Continuing to work with his squad and get them ready for the final 11+ minutes. And the bench has been doing the job not only tonight, but over the last 3 games, 92-33 off the bench. Tonight, they're outscoring Indiana 27-15, and a lot of that is the fact that Devin Sims comes off that Arkansas State bench.
That's right, and so, you know, coaches have different approaches to how they utilize their bench. Some just to spell their starters, but Mike Pilato understanding if he can get 7, 8 guys scoring the basketball, it makes it very difficult on the opponent.
Indiana's largest lead was 14, down to 5 now. Back out for a 3 from Wally. That's not going to go. And a rebound tipped by Devontae Green into the hands of Curtis Jones.
Curtis Jones has been quiet tonight as well.
2 points for Jones. There's a foul. And the foul going on Cockfield. That is his second. Well, shoot around today for Arkansas State was all about making history. Mike Pilato was encouraging his team all day long. He says, let's make history tonight. Let's make history tonight. We're making history tonight. That's been the theme for Arkansas State, coming into one of college basketball's most venerable buildings, Assembly Hall, and making a little history.
Well, you've got to speak things into fruition. You know, for a team like Arkansas State coming on this stage, going to be on national television, it's an important marketing piece for the Red Wolves program. And if they can, like you say, make history, or if they can play hard and get into the second half of the second half, which they're doing right now, and making this a game, this bodes well for them the rest of the season.
Morgan backs it out to Jones, 10 to shoot. Jones leaves it for Morgan, and a foul is going to be called. Grantham Gallard reaching in to try to bat that one away, and Gallard picks up the personal foul, and that'll be his second. Indiana with good ball movement there to get that inside.
And see, Curtis Jones, I like what he did. Like, you know, his shot isn't falling. He hasn't had a lot of opportunities, but he put it on the deck and got into the teeth of the defense. Good things happen when you get into the paint.
Morgan with 18. Indiana by 6.
Morgan really established the effort in the first half. He's going to have to do that the rest of the way home. Freddie McSwain doing a great job on the glass, but on the bench right now.
Cockfield got it inside, lost it out of bounds. Last touch by Indiana. Leading scorer, Ty Cockfield, averaging almost 18 points a game, Stephen, but only 7 tonight on 3 for 8 shooting.
Indiana has really keyed on him, and so anytime he's put it on the deck, he's seen 2 players that are typically bigger than him. So his ability to get in there and finish is really made tough.
Gallard with a 3. That's not going to go. There's Sims jumping up for the rebound and the putback.
Well, these guys are scrappy and athletic. I tell you what, Mike Pilato, to have inherited a lot of these guys, he has got them bought in at this early stage of this season.
They brought in 4 junior college guys who are new this year as Jones tries the 3. That's not going to go, and the rebound tipped out of the hands of Deron Davis. Those 4 junior college guys came into this averaging 30 points and 12.5 rebounds a game. So if you can get that kind of impact from your new guys in a new system, well, they may have to rethink that 7th place projection in the Sun Belt by the end of the year.
Oh, I think they will.
Cockfield, who's not scored in this second half, finding it tough going. Sims, not as tough going inside. Sims floats it in again. It's a 3-point game, and Devin Sims with 18.
Devin Sims has one of the best stop-start games in college basketball that I've seen early this season. I mean, he can stop on a dime and then start again. Very difficult to defend.
There's Jones. Jones going back inside with the left hand. That's nice from the sophomore.
That was a great move. And again, he hasn't lost his confidence. He's attacking. He's not settling. Nice job by Curtis Jones.
Mike Pilato was concerned about Curtis Jones. He recruited Jones when he was at Louisville. He was a little worried about him. He says, look, I know he can shoot. I don't want him breaking out tonight. Sims, nowhere to go with it. Gallard trying to find some room, finds Scoggins underneath, and Scoggins able to put it in. Playing with 4 fouls.
I'm telling you, they are cutting the Indiana defense up right now. When Sims gets the basketball, everybody's looking. And they are attacking the paint area, not settling for threes. Look at the shot fake. Stop, start, stop again. Jump hook over the bigger Juwan Morgan. And then a beautiful shovel pass. And finish on the interior.
Quick attack on the other end for Indiana. The shot won't fall for Durham. A whistle and a foul in the scramble for the loose ball. Rashad Lindsay picks up the personal. His first. Team foul number 6.
So it's only a 6th foul. The question there, thought they were going to the line. Still not the penalty yet.
Next foul will get IU to the line for the 1-and-1. Only 3 fouls in the second half for IU, and there's that lob again to Morgan, who catches, regathers, and finishes.
Good execution once again by Indiana.
21 for Morgan. Sims behind the back to the rim, the layup. Devin Sims is putting on a show.
He sure is. I mean, that was through 2 defenders with the offhand once again. Indiana gonna have to start double teaming him when he catches.
Durham the dish to Davis. Davis to the rim, the bucket and the foul. Grantham Gallard with the foul.
Devin Sims from St. Louis going right, coming back left. And good job by Durham. And you know what? Deron Davis got a little bit upset. And that was a strong finish. I like when the big fella gets a little bit upset. It's like, man, I don't want to see these guys coming in. I'm going to give them some of their own medicine.
Stephen, Arkansas State, I think, got a little fortunate there. I thought that was on Scoggins, and I thought it was his 5th. It was on Gallard, which is his 3rd, but boy, it looked like Scoggins was the guy who had the contact down there.
And I was flashing, you know, doing hand signals to you. I thought the same thing.
And now, ball knocked away, but stays in play to Lindsay. 6-point game with 8 minutes to go. Cockfield on the drive, goes reverse, it won't go. Rebound pulled down by Deron Davis. Indiana pushing. Devontae Green, the floater for Green. Strong, and the long rebound to Cockfield. Now numbers for Arkansas State if they hurry. Lindsay on the attack. No, Cockfield with the finish.
See, and that was all set up by Devontae Green. That was not a good shot. Poor defensive balance led to an easy bucket for Arkansas State.
4-point game, 7.5 to play in Bloomington. Entry inside to Davis. Davis can't get it, got his own, and puts it back up and in. Deron Davis with 9.
Deron Davis doing a good job of staying with it. Last year, Kevin, he was heavier. He would not have been able to make that second effort.
Devin Sims again, working against Johnson this time, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Devin Sims, his first, and a timeout on the floor. Little intensity starting to rise in Bloomington as Arkansas State giving the Hoosiers all they want, but Indiana still able to hang on to a 6-point lead. Pretty cool scene here in Bloomington, but the game providing a little excitement of its own. This crowd has been kind of a sleepy holiday crowd, but over the last 4 or 5 minutes, Stephen, they've gotten a little more intense. There's been a little more energy in this building as they look up at the scoreboard with 7:12 to go and see the home team only up by 6 points.
Yeah, and they understand this is one of the more knowledgeable fan bases in the country. They understand that their team needs some energy from the home crowd. They're trying to get involved as well.
Newkirk, who's been a spark tonight for Indiana when they've needed him. They need him here.
And Curtis Jones has been good here in the second half as well. He's made some really good plays in the paint.
Gotta go, 5 on the shot clock. Justin Smith with 3 to shoot. Tough fadeaway for Smith, but he gets it to fall.
I mean, I didn't like what Newkirk did, though. You're the upperclassman. You don't put that on the freshman with the shot clock running down. He bailed them out.
What a time for his first bucket as Cockfield gets inside and Deron Davis says no.
Great job by Davis without fouling, knowing he can come over late because he has tremendous size advantage. Watch how late he comes. So he avoids the foul. Great job. Great defensive play by Davis.
Timeout taken with 6:29 remaining in this second half. Arkansas State using a 30 here. The Wisconsin football team has found success on the gridiron this season. Now they face their toughest test yet. Pictionary against Mike Hall. Don't miss Sportslight with Mike Hall tonight, 11:30 Eastern, right here on BTN. Well, for Indiana tonight, you could really say it's been the Juwan Morgan show.
Yeah, he's brought the energy, brought the effort. 21 points, gotten on the glass, and it's a carryover from the second half of last game against South Florida, when he was 9 of 10 from the free throw line, had great effort, had a double-double, and he's really picked it up. Hadn't gotten as many opportunities on the glass because Freddie McSwain has 10 rebounds of his own, but young man getting it done on the offensive end tonight.
Career high 21 for Juwan Morgan. On the inbound, a foul as Sims going to work against Johnson. And for Robert Johnson, that'll be his second.
And this is what I thought we'd see from Indiana a long time ago. A guard guarding Sims. The forwards cannot stay up with him foot speed wise.
That inbound intercepted by Lindsey. Sims was cutting to the rim for it.
Yeah, Sims was going to have a dunk. Lindsey didn't get in the way.
Lindsey providing the best defense on this possession. 7 to shoot. Lindsey to work against Jones. Got to hurry. 3 to shoot. 2 to shoot. And Jones with a rejection. Excellent defense by Indiana. Johnson pushing end to end. Johnson all the way to the rim. Can't get it to go, but there's a foul.
Chris Beaver is one of the better referees we have, but I don't know about that one.
Ross Bruce with his 4th.
Bruce was in. I thought he just stood still, and Johnson evaded him. Watch. Oh, no. I don't know. I saw that Bruce was trying to draw the foul, and I think that's what Chris Beaver saw.
Left foot just looked like it may have slipped underneath the arc as well, but Johnson can't hit the first free throw.
Robert Johnson is disgusted with himself. This is a time where he needs a teammate to come up and say, hey, you're all right, we got you, just relax.
1 for 2 on that trip. Indiana by 9.
Nice response by the Hoosiers.
Does Arkansas State have enough left to make another run? Wally looking for Sims. Johnson on him now. Wally on the bounce, but he led him a little too far. Tomas Bruce had popped free, but the bounce turns into the 9th turnover for Arkansas State.
At that time, it looked like Sims tried to break the play a little bit, was going to go one-on-one, and Justin Smith, the freshman, was in great position defensively on the help.
Got a little trap of Newkirk in front of the Indiana bench, able to jump out of that before they got it set. And to shoot for Newkirk. Johnson, wide open 3. Can't get it to fall. It has not been his night.
I thought after he made that free throw, Kevin, that might have gone down, but that looked better than his last attempts.
Wally on a wraparound pass down low, and then Bruce can't connect. Robert Johnson looking to push. Jones has to back it out.
Curtis Jones, good jump stop to maintain possession. That pass was a little high there, but he understands the importance of maintaining the possession.
Newkirk lobbing it to Jones in the corner, backs out for the 3, and air ball through the hands of Smith, and a foul on Justin Smith. And that'll be number 4 on Smith.
Justin Smith, number 3, is 4th personal. The team's
First year of a new program, new faces, trying to blend in old and new in a new system. There are going to be nights like this for Indiana. You're going to have fits and starts as Archie Miller builds his program, but his success is unquestioned. He has been a guy who's been able to get it done before. It's just it just takes time to build these programs.
It does, and unfortunately in college athletics, there's not a lot of patience anymore from fan bases and things of that nature, but it's going to take time, as you said. And here's the thing with this Indiana ball club. They play to the level of their competition. They're playing one of the premier teams in college basketball, and they fought tooth and nail with Seton Hall for about 25 minutes of that game.
Robert Johnson with a good take to the rim there to get the 2. He's got 7. The lead is 11. A 7-0 run. Good answer by Indiana.
Yes, it is.
Sims trying to change things for Arkansas State, and he's fouled on his way to the rim. That going on Juwan Morgan.
And let me make this point, Kevin. This is not just Indiana. This is around the country with young teams that have a hard time learning how to put their foot down when you've got a lead, how to extend it. You can't break off and do what you want to do. You still have to be solid and disciplined in your attack.
With 4 to go. Here's Wally driving inside, and that dart falls.
That's a good description of dart. That was good defense. Speaking of defense, Robert Johnson done a number here in the last few minutes on Sim.
He's put a blanket on him.
Yes, he has.
Here's Johnson trying to launch from outside, and he hits. Maybe that take to the rim is enough to spark Robert Johnson.
I like the fact that he continues to let it go.
Nice ball fake by Bruce, who tucks and runs, and a foul. Timeout on the floor. Indiana has stretched the lead again. It was once 4, now back to 12. Back in Bloomington, let's take a look at our Duluth Trading hardest working player. And boy, Freddie McSwain do some dirty work tonight.
He really has. Been a recipient of some nice passes here, but watch this athleticism. He did not quit on the play and told Lindsay, not here. And this free D, look at this elevation, block, no foul, gets it off the glass. Freddie McSwain Jr., hardest working player of the game.
And we love having those free D replays provided to us from the Mark Cuban Center for Sports Media and Technology here at Indiana. I have no idea how they work, but they look so cool.
Yep.
28 cameras to provide those free D replays.
Yep. Now, last time I was here, I said thousands of cameras.
Oh, it's 28 or 1,000. I mean, look, accuracy, it's whatever we say it is.
That's
I mean,
right.
Who's going to question us?
That's right.
We're TV people.
But I hope that more venues go to that, because it's just, it really adds to the viewer experience.
Tomas Bruce will head to the free throw line. Bruce tonight with 6 points. This is his first free throw attempt. And the front end no good. The rebound to Deron Davis.
Arkansas State was poised to get into some full court pressure if he was able to make those. He has been solid taking care of the basketball this evening.
Inside working, no one there. Rebound tipped around. Juwan Morgan working hard, gets it and puts it back in.
Great job of stick-to-itiveness.
And how about that play by Deron Davis? Looked like a cornerback, albeit a very big one.
Big fella getting after it. Juwan Morgan. His energy is infectious. Starting to rub off a little bit. Deron Davis.
Johnson inside. We've got a whistle and a foul. Bruce with a little nudge as the entry pass was going to Deron Davis, and that is the 5th on Tomas Bruce. He has fouled out of the ballgame.
Well, Tomas Bruce giving up a lot of size on the interior. Not even 200 pounds, and you're going up against Deron Davis, a slimmed down 250.
Yeah, Deron Davis dropping 20 pounds after his freshman year. New strength and conditioning staff here at Indiana for basketball. And they wanted him to be more agile, more mobile. He is both of those things. And has just, and you know, it's not just working out, it's eating better, it's learning nutrition, all that stuff that Deron Davis has done. And a nice side effect of that, he increased his vertical by 8 inches.
Yep. And you know what happens, Kevin? I think guys, you know, when you come from high school, you know, a lot of people don't know how to eat for athletic performance.
Sure.
And so it's like you're learning in the classroom, you're learning how to do your diet that will benefit your body the most. And it's good to see young guys when the light comes on.
It is not how sportscasters eat when they're on the road. That is not sports nutrition sound. Wally inside, misses, gets it back, and puts it back up and in. And a timeout called by Mike Bellato of Arkansas State. 79-66 Indiana with 2:25 to go. Coming up next, be sure you stick around. Xavier's at Minnesota in women's basketball. We've got the action for you coming up on BTN. Our colleagues Lisa Byington and Vera Jones standing by with all the action. Mike Bellato, we talk about Archie Miller being a fun coach to watch. Mike Bellato comes from a family of Frank Martin, Richard Pitino, Rick Pitino. He's got a little fire to him.
Oh, he's going to have fire now. You better believe that. And because his players have that effort, and typically teams resemble the personality of their coach. And he's done a really good job of getting that across to his team in such a short amount of time.
He learned from Richard Pitino that you don't need that suit jacket very often on the side. He has been jacket-free tonight.
Yes, he has. I mean, he wore it for, you know, rules purposes. Yeah, and then came right off.
Nice bounce as they break the pressure inside. The finish and the foul. Juwan Morgan headed to the line. That was textbook for Indiana.
That was a great pocket pass through the defense. Watch this angle. Great look. And Juwan Morgan puts it on the deck, gets away from the defense. Look at this pass. Great look from Devontae Green. Not only has he scored the ball well, he's made some serious passes along that baseline.
Juwan Morgan with 26 points tonight. On a night they needed somebody to step up, Morgan has been that guy.
That's right. And so Indiana fans ought to be patient, because when Colin Hartman comes back and the way that the front line is played tonight, McSwain with double-figure rebounds, Deron Davis doing a good job defensively, Juwan Morgan with a career high. When Colin Hartman comes back healthy, I think this team is going to be all right.
Hartman's close. He is very, very close to coming back. Not only is he going to help from a leadership standpoint, but Indiana's 5 of 18, 28% from 3 tonight. He's going to help from a three-point shooting standpoint, a career 40% three-point shooter.
There's no doubt about that. And he's a mismatch for opposing forwards. He can pull them away from the bucket, allowing dribble penetration lanes for the guards. So he will be a welcome addition.
He has been at Indiana for about 1,000 years, I think. Committed in 2010 to the Hoosiers, November of 2010. Yet another one of those easy guys to root for, because you miss all of last year with the injury. And then you get back, you get into the exhibition game, you hit all your threes in the exhibition, and then you pull your groin.
Yeah, have a little freak injury there. So, you know, that's been the story of his career. Had a chance to talk to him last week, and it's refreshing to talk to him. He's got a lot of perspective, but as you say, been here for a while and understands what's necessary.
An older guy about to get married. I mean, this is a guy who had the chance. He didn't have to come back, but he opted to have the chance to come back, play, rehab, do all that work. And, you know, you and I have each had lesser injuries at times, or greater injuries at times. No matter what it is, rehabbing is hard.
Yes, it is.
That's not fun.
No, and here's the thing about rehab. The physical part is one thing. It's the mental grind and you missing your teammates and not being out there. And you know what? And he's smart enough to understand. Some young guys may, you know what, I'm done with this. But when you get 40 to 50, you give a body part to come back and put that jersey on, I'm telling you.
Had to keep Steven on the sideline tonight. He was about ready to get in there in the first half.
I wanted to. I sure did.
Steven's still got a few more laps left in the soles of those shoes to get out there for another run or two.
I got laps on that treadmill. That's about it, buddy. That stop and starting on that hardwood, my days are over for that. Like Sims and Juwan Morgan having a nice exchange there. It seems friendly because both of them are smiling.
Well, rumor has it, you talk with folks around Indiana for a long time. They say, I say Stephen Bardo today, and they say Stephen Bardo was part of one of the greatest plays in the history of Assembly Hall. This was not recent, so for the youngsters in the audience, care to share your memory of one of the great plays in the history of Assembly Hall?
Jay Edwards hit an unbelievable shot in the left corner against me to put Indiana up by 2. I call timeout, 1 second left. I throw a baseball pass to Nick Anderson from 30 feet. He elevates and hits nothing but cotton to beat Indiana on the last second shot. I've never heard such a sweeter sound in my life. So thank you for
Nick Anderson's 3. That was almost a half-court 3.
It was. Oh!
Justin Smith hammers it down, and the exclamation point added to now a 20-point Indiana lead.
Look at this burst that the Hoosiers have put on Arkansas State to close this game out. This is excellent and will give them a lot of confidence.
Wally with the 3 and a timeout taken by Mike Pilato, and 1:03 remaining in the second half. And remember, Pilato's a first-year head coach as well. He's still coaching and teaching. That's why the timeout comes at this point. Let's watch this one more time.
I mean,
or 2 more times.
Easily. Good job. Once again, Juwan Morgan, the player making most of the plays on the offensive end tonight. Just a simple bounce pass away from the defense, and Justin Smith. We're going to see a lot of that from this freshman here at Indiana.
His sophomore year, he's on his high school basketball team. His teammate, Jalen Brunson, that's not, of course, Villanova. That's not a team that I would assume had too many troubles in a lot of Friday and Saturday nights on the court.
Not with the way he's built. And you're talking about a state championship team. And that's why coaches love those guys that have gone and won big-time championships. Brings that winning pedigree to your program. Justin Smith, one of those players.
Talked to Archie Miller about Justin Smith. He says, well, he is extremely physically gifted.
Yes, he is.
And you can see that. He's got that smooth flow to him.
And his father was a track athlete in the Big Ten. Ran track at Illinois. And so he's got those natural genes. But I don't know if his dad could jump like him. That last dunk was effortless by the young fella.
Arkansas State setting up the press. Got it goes to Johnson. Good practice from a press-breaking standpoint for Indiana here. Aljamain Durham. Waning seconds of this one. Indiana about to move to 3 and 2. Was not easy tonight. They battled. Going to come out on top. On the attack with the shot clock winding down. Green can't get it to go. Now the quick push from Lindsay. Lindsay inside. His floater won't fall, and Smith with the rebound. And now Indiana can run this one out.
Yeah, it's a good job. Indiana responded very well to a couple tough runs from Arkansas State to close out the game extremely well.
Well, a really good finish for Indiana tonight. They got challenged. Arkansas State got it to within 4. But the Hoosiers were able to stiff arm the Red Wolves after that and pull away for the 87-70 win over Arkansas State. Archie Miller and Mike Pilato, 2 first-year head coaches. And Archie Miller and his Hoosiers get the win tonight. Indiana doing a job on the boards, out-rebounding Arkansas State by 10, 43-33. And Arkansas State just not enough inside. Big night tonight for Juwan Morgan, a career-high 28 points to go with 8 rebounds to pace this Indiana team to the 87-70 win. Juwan Morgan coming off a 15-point, 10-rebound performance against USF. 28 tonight. And 10 for 10 at the free throw line for Juwan Morgan. Excellent night tonight for Morgan. Indiana gets it and gets the win 87-70.